trying to grab it. Here comes the Gentry out after him. The bell won it from Armill. To win the derby.
Let's bring it on. But it's Crown Prosecutor and then a twinkling fighting out the derby. Crown Prosecutor in a twinkling. Crown Prosecutor. Stephen Marsh gets the derby. And Jonathan Parks and Asterisk speaks like round two. He Walker's got a New Zealand derby with another one with Sherwood Forest. Yeah, welcome into our live stream service as we bring you the ATR New Zealand Derby, and with the countdown is on as we build up to race number 8, joined by Lee Thinnis here. We're not too far away now, and sharp and smart. Every time I look at his price, he keeps getting shorter.
He does, and you know, he does look the one to beat. But you know, $1.60 is pretty short for a horse in the Derby.
It certainly is. Everything will need to go his way. He's drawn well, and of course, his last start performance was incredible with what he did here when taking out the Herbie Dyke Stakes against the older horses. Of course, we've got George Simon in the commentary box, and Bevan Sweeney, who was out and about giving us all the coverage throughout the day too. We're not too far away from the next race on the program, which will be race number 7, the McKee family Sunline Vase, which is a key race towards the New Zealand Oaks, which will be in 2 weeks' time out of Trentham. And we see a horse like Secura Girl, who's well favoured in the marketplace for her, with Ben Foot, a horse who was super last time to the races. Look, the fillies this year, it's certainly tricky to try and get a line on the fillies at the moment, with where things are at.
Yeah, I think they've all dodged sharp and smart. There's no fillies in the Derby this season, and you know, they're all concentrating on winning the Oaks, obviously.
Yeah, Prowess not taking that path as well, and we know that she's the leading 3-year-old filly with what we've seen from her, and not tackling the New Zealand Derby today. We'll see her next week in the Bone Crusher Stakes. And a horse like Valdezoldo won, of course, during the week, and Contagious trying to line up that lowland form through this, and then obviously into the New Zealand Oaks.
Yeah, they went very slow in the lowland the other day. The first two home were first and second outside the leader, and it turned into a bit of a sprint home, and it'll be interesting if that form holds up.
All right, well, so that's our next race coming up here, which is set down to start at 12 minutes past 4, and we'll see some horses for you shortly in the back parade ring as we gear up for the next race of the day. And as I said, the Derby will be at 4:47 this afternoon, where Sharp and Smart, he sits at a price of $1.50 now. $1.50 for Sharp and Smart coming up in the Auckland Thoroughbred Racing New Zealand Derby. So the McKee family Sunline Vase Group 3 over 2,100 metres. Once we start seeing some horses in the back, we'll chat about them. And certainly even that horse there is an intriguing horse who's got off the ballot, and that being Chevelle d'Or, who's actually not nominated for the New Zealand Oaks, but I'm sure if she makes a performance here today that they will be pretty keen to make sure that she is in the New Zealand Oaks in a couple of weeks' time, as the 18 in Chevelle d'Or. And of course, the favourite at this stage for the New Zealand Oaks is Family Ties. She sits at an $8 quote, with Valdezoldo sitting at $8, Penny Weck at $10. You've got Contagious and Secura Girl at around, or Secura Girl at $10, Contagious 12s, Flamenco at $16, who ran well in the Lowland Stakes. Sadaka sits at that $12 mark. He's a competitor here this afternoon, and that'll be runner number 1, Sadaka, who comes off the back of that Waikato Guinea's defeat when running into 6th position behind Loose Spender, second in the Royal Stakes. This one for Stephen Marsh and Sam Spratt.
Yeah, she's going really good races, and look, back onto a better track. She looks well suited today.
Yeah, I thought she was a hope here, and look, there's enough of sort of that money floating about. Awkward barrier draw from 17 over the 2100.
Yeah, it is a little bit awkward, especially at the start here, the 2100, and it'll be interesting what Sam does.
Well, one horse who doesn't have a barrier draw issue is Mischief Managed, runner number 2, and it's a 3-year-old filly by Darren. Look, it's a big step up for her, because she's going from 1,200 metres, 1,400 metres to 1,600 metres last time out in the maiden as Adam behind its business time. It was working home and running on when beaten 4 lengths last time to the races, but goes beyond the 1,600 for the very first time. Does Mischief Manage this one for Kenny Ray and Crystal Williams out of Ruakaka, and there is Kenny Ray, the head of the horse, Trudy Thornton doing the riding.
Yeah, she was really good, her 2 previous wins at Ruakaka, and last start it wasn't a bad run for, you know, beating 4 lengths.
never really seen the filly before, so hard to get a gauge on how she's going forward. She's not overly big, but she's very cool, calm and collected in this heat. I've just been out to see your Derby favourite, smart and sharp and smart. He was a little bit on the toe when he first got here, but he's calmed down beautifully out the back.
Well, thanks for that, Bevan. I'm a Rich Girl, runner number 3. Daughter of Mongolian Khan. Look, things didn't go her way here in the Royal Stakes when she was beaten a 7.5 lengths. She's had a run since then against the older horses in over 1,500 metres. Andrew Forsman and Andrew Atkins.
Yeah, she's not overly big, but she's definitely on her toes out the back.
Yeah, just trying to pick up the 8. She's certainly bouncing on her toes. She's fit enough. A little bit similar to the Intimidator. It might be one that you need to keep an eye on here, lads.
Right, here's Sakura Girl, runner number 4. This is a horse I thought who ran super last time out because things didn't go her way in the Royal Stakes. She was impeded at the wrong time and still finished into 5th position behind Polygon. Then she came out here and ran 2nd in the Alice Classic, where they put her in the race. Yes, she was beaten 5 lengths by Prowess, but Prowess is a dominant filly. This horse did a great job to hold out contagiously, then was placed in the Lowland Stakes, so the form about her is good. Yeah, she's a lovely big scopy filly, and it was a great lead up today for the Oaks, where I think she's going to be really suited to the 2,400 metres.
Yeah, a great lead. There's a little bit of quality here. She is holding herself beautifully in the back parade ring. To my eye, it is the best parade here in the series.
Race runner number 5 is the Woman King. I think she plays a part in wanting to go forward. We've seen that from her in her Oaks Prelude run, and even her effort when she won 2 starts ago, sitting up on speed, the Woman King, and she pushes up further now to 2,100.
Yeah, she was really good second to Family Ties, who was a little bit unlucky in the Lowland Stakes last week as well.
Got a skin like a wet seal, lads, so she is very well for her performance here this afternoon. I think she takes advantage of the gate. She might be at a false price.
Right, the 6th runner scratched and Fabulous Girl. Let's move on to the 7 in Zafira. 3 starts ago, she was placed in the Royal Stakes as a maiden galloper. Then she won her maiden race out on her home track of Matamata, then bumped into Prowess and Co. When the run was only okay, quite fair probably, to be honest with you, when she was beaten 8 lengths. So how do we line her up for today?
Yeah, look, her maiden win was really strong. I know it was only a maiden. She was a little bit disappointing last start, but you've got the Mark Walker and Opie Bossum factor here.
She's the one that's kicking stones here, lads. She's just wandering around like she's a 9-year-old mare. There's absolutely nothing wrong with her. She is presenting as a very settled and calm horse.
Let's move on to Sassiness, number 8, the second runner in the race for Andrew Forsman. It's a horse that's presented in that middle market. She's $26 to win the New Zealand Oaks. She ran second behind Rockburn, who's a Derby contender here this afternoon. That was back on the 10th of February, and Craig Grills takes the ride.
Yeah, I thought she was really good last start, and obviously Rockburn's in the Derby today as well.
Just having a look at her, there's absolutely nothing wrong with her. As all of the Forsman runners here this afternoon, she's handling herself very well.
Runner number 10, Elegant Lady, does have a jockey change here too, and that is Joe Doyle. Joe Doyle replaces Jason Laking. This is a horse who ran 5th in the Oaks Prelude 2 starts ago and then took out a maiden race out of New Plymouth over 1,900 metres.
Yeah, it's disappointing for Jason to get replaced, but look, she was okay last start. You know she's going to get the 2,000 metres as well.
Got a lot of power to work with here. The filly by highly recommended. She is really got strong muscle definition behind. She's not overly long, but I'm not sure that form out of that previous race will stack up in a race like today.
Marvelous, runner number 11, a horse that's not nominated like Elegant Lady, in fact, for the New Zealand Oaks. It's a horse that got the job done 2 starts ago in maiden grade over 1,400 metres when went round at a very short price, and was Lording was placed in that race as well, as then come out and run a very close second next start to the races. In 65 grade over further distance was beaten just under a length. Noseband goes on for Mark Walker, Warren Kennedy.
Yeah, being by our men's horse, she's definitely going to get the 2,000 metres. Look, her run was okay the other day as well, so yeah, it'll be interesting up to 2,000 metres what she can produce.
No real knock on her, lads, but I prefer others in the field.
12 in the book is Sacred Dream. This one also for Andrew Forsman, his 3rd runner in the race. Look, beat Madeira 2 starts ago. That horse was very good in winning a midweek race out of Rotorua last on Wednesday, then ran 4th behind Family Ties in the Oaks Prelude. Bar plates are on the front on Billy Pinn, Andrew Forsman.
Yeah, the Billy Pinn and Andrew Forsman combination has been working, a treat this season, and I wouldn't discount her up to 2,000 metres as well.
Yeah, she captures my eye as a staying horse. She's really, really athletic. She's good, strong colour about her. She's as fit as a fiddle, not as powerful as others in this field, but she looks like a real athlete to me.
See the light. This is a horse who has taken money. This is a runner that's been backed from a higher price. At one stage was sort of circling around $31. See the light's now $18. We'll go back to the day that she won on Melbourne Cup Day. It's when she did win her one and only race. She went around paying nearly 100 to 1. Vinnie Colgan and Peter and Dawn Williams.
Yeah, she's been sort of going okay. You know, number one beaten by Stern. She's got a nice gate and 5. Vinnie can just sit just behind the speed.
Yeah, she's right on the job today, Leeds. So she knows what she's here for. She's right up on her tippy toes and bouncing about as she's about to put her best out today. I'm not sure about the form around here, but you wouldn't knock her in the parade. She's ready to go.
Embarada runner number 14, daughter of Complacent, a winner 2 starts ago in a maiden race here over 1,600 metres. Did beat home RB on that occasion. She's a horse that might be likely to go forward in the race. Ryan Elliott and Debbie Sweeney.
Yeah, a little bit disappointing last start, but its win prior was really good here at the home track at Te Rapa.
Walks like a stayer, real loose walking type, but she's just getting a little bit agitated as the hoops come out to mount.
Captivating, number 15, 3-0 filly by press statement. She won on the Poly last time out. This one for Ralph Manning and Sam Weatherly. She goes up in distance from the 1550 to the 2100.
Yeah, awkward gate at 18. Look, she was good, but that was on the Poly last start. Bit of a jump in class today.
I agree. She's a nice type and holding together well here this afternoon. But again, I prefer a couple of other types in here.
Like this one, the 16. It's Kaidu's Pride. Been in this horse's corner for quite some time. She broke through for her maiden victory last time to the races over 2,000 metres. She covered a lot of extra ground. I really like how she put that field away in the concluding stages. She's a genuine Oaks chance, and I'd like to see her run a top race here to say that she is one of the favoured runners going into that race. Narajan Palmer, Rudy Lifting. Yeah,
Mongolian Khan, you know she's going to get the 2100 today, and she was really good last start on that slow 6.
You know, I'd like to see her in 6 months. I think when she fills out into her frame and really develops physically, she's going to be a lovely, lovely filly. But she's fit and ready to go.
The 17 in the book is 390, and it's a horse that is trained by the Clockworthies. They've made a gear adjustment by putting the noseband on, and Masa Hasazumi takes the ride.
Yeah, another one, bit of an awkward gate at 14. And like her last couple of runs have been a little bit disappointing, to be fair.
Sorry, boys, just missed her. She's gone through without me getting a look at her.
And Chevelle d'Or, runner number 18. This is the one we want to talk about because, gee, a maiden galloper not nominated for the New Zealand Oaks, but it might be if it runs well here. And Michael McNabb has been booked for this ride when it was deep on the ballot. Yeah, geez, I like this filly. Look, she hit the line really well last start here. The step up to 2,100 metres. She's got the perfect gate at 4. I know they were sweating on a run this morning, and they were pretty excited when she got the 2 ballots to get into the field.
Changed my mind. Here's your pick of the parade team. I loved her run at Hastings. She was better last start. I think she's a real Oaks type, and she cuts a pretty pitch. Sam Logan is standing by, boys, so we may as well push on and talk to Sam about her charge here. We went up to New Plymouth, and you went out at a crazy price.
Yeah, she won well at Hastings, so I was surprised they let her get so long at Taranaki, but they're not letting her go too far out here. Okay,
you've got a good draw. Do we keep that sort of pattern in play where she goes forward and leads?
I think so. She doesn't have to lead, but from gate 2 we're going to head forward and see where we end up. There's some speed outside her, so if they want to go crazy and cross her, she's a retractable filly. She'll take a sit.
Okay, she goes up to the 2,100 metres. Everything at home, so she'll run a trip strongly?
I think so, and she was the last to pull up at Taranaki. She took to the back of the top of the back straight, so I think the further she gets, she's going to keep improving.
Okay. Best luck.
Thank you.
That's Sam Logan there chatting about a good chance in the race in the Woman King, runner number 5, a horse that, look, we know can sit close to speed, has run really good races at her last couple of starts, and she's a strong prospect in the race. There's no doubting that, and the 5 in the Woman King. $26 in the New Zealand Oaks is her current price. George, we'll get to you under 3 minutes out from start time. Look, the New Zealand Oaks picture, it's a real blurry one at the moment with no prowess heading towards that race, and a horse has got a great chance to stand up and count themselves as a great Oaks chance in a couple of weeks' time here with the McKee family Sunline Vase.
Yeah, absolutely, Brendan. It's shaping up as a good guide towards the Oaks in a couple of weeks' time. I went with 4, Sakura Girl. I was impressed by her last start second when she chased home prowess here at Te Rapa and had... showed the effort of a filly that is certainly looking for more ground as well. She gets that today, steps up to the 2,100 metres, but she was strong at the end of 2,000 metres last time out. Cosi Asano and Ben Foote looking to cap off a great day. 5, the Woman King. I put the Samantha Logan trained runner in this. Taylor Mitchell from that handy barrier draw. Such a good run in behind Family Ties last time out. 11. Marvelous is my third selection for the race, filly by Al Manzoor. And Warren Kennedy teaming up with the Brendan and Joe Lindsay owned filly. And she's another one that has been racing in pretty good form lately. My roughie in the race is 16, Kaidu's Pride. Narajan Palmer for Rudy Lefting. Thought the last start win at Taupo had a lot of merit, and don't write off that maiden win last time. I think she's certainly one that can find the line as well. So fascinating race. Just looking forward to the McKee family Sunline Vase. 4, 5, 11 and 16 my numbers.
Thanks, George. Dude, this is going to be an interesting market here, and actually we are getting close to seeing a new favourite the way this is moving here. We've got an equal favourite in Chevelle d'Or now at $4.50. Of course, equal with Secura Girl, and this is a big move around this runner. As soon as she made the field, she was $14, of course, when she still needed a scratching. She got in at $7.28 this morning with one of the other runners coming out in this field to guarantee her place in the field, and that's when the money has started to move towards her as an equal favourite. Sadaka $8.50, $9 around the 7 in the book, and that being Safira, and then you're out to horses like the Woman King and also Marvelous, but this is a big push here for the 18.
Yeah, she was in. If she didn't get in today, she was going to Taupo on Wednesday. She would have been pretty short going around there in a 1800 metre maiden.
Yeah, it would have been Babylon Berlin odds, that's for sure. But wow, $451.90 the price around both Secura Girl and Chevelle d'Or. As we're not too far away, Kaidu's Pride's been a horse who's really drifted out in the marketplace, which is interesting to see around that 16 runner, a horse that has gone blown out to $20 and beyond. We kick off our late quaddie here, race number 7. It's a $100,000 late quaddie, and it is the McKee family Sunline Vase, and we're one away from our feature of the day, the $1 million Auckland Thoroughbred Racing New Zealand Derby. Strap yourself in, boy, we're up for some good racing coming up over the next hour or so, and this is a top race coming up. The McKee family Sunline Vase for the 3-year-old fillies with George Simon.
So they continue to fill the gates here. 390 about to load away. Sacred Dream to come up. Sadaka. Also Captivating. We have a change of rider aboard Elegant Lady. It's now Joe Doyle. Rider of Captivating is dismounted. It's Sam Weatherly. Late push for 18, Chevelle d'Or into favouritism here at $4, ahead of Secura Girl at $4.20. So Captivating, being led forward now riderless. And Safira will be the last one in. So stand by for the start. McKee family, Sunline Vase. Attendant moves away from in front. Favourite Chevelle d'Or. That's it. Secura Girl and Barrier 7 has the attendant up alongside. 3-year-old fillies. A go, they're off in the McKee family Sunline Vase. Just a bit awkwardly away was Safira. Getting back also is Marvelous in the early stages. Now first away, 390 goes forward. With it also is Kaidu's Pride. Favourite Secura Girl is going to go up and join the leaders in the early stages. The Woman King will be 4th on the inside, followed by Sacred Dream and now wide Captivating. A length away Amberana, Chevelle d'Or in the centre. From over on the inside is I'm a Rich Girl. Further back in the field then too, as they swing into the back, See the Light will settle back behind midfield. From on the inside, Mischief Managed. Well back, Sassiness with Safira. With those as well as Sadaka 3 wide as they work around that first bend. Back second last, Elegant Lady, and Marvelous is last of all. 1,300 metres to go, and the leader is Secura Girl. Leads by a length and a half from 390. 2 lengths away, Kaidu's Pride. The Woman King 4th on the inside, and then followed by Captivating. In the centre next is Sacred Dream from I'm a Rich Girl. Amberana 3 wide with cover. A length away then to the favourite Chevelle Dawes back midfield. 8 lengths off the leader. Then came See the Light. With it also Mischief Managed. Stand out wider Sadaka. Well back is Saphira, back 4th last here in that rear group, as well as they work off the back. Now we've got on the inside Elegant Lady, just alongside of it Sassiness, and Marvelous is last and would be 10 lengths off the leader. 700 metres to go in the McKee family Sunline Vase, and the leader is Sakura Girl by 3/4 from 390. Then Kaidu's Pride from Captivating. The Woman King is next on the inside. Sadaka improves round out deeper as they come to the corner from I'm a Rich Girl. Saphira taken to the outside to make its run as well, and behind those Chevelle Dawes at the 300 metres. Sakura Girl, the one to catch, led by 2.5. Sadaka is running on, so is Sacred Dream. Kaidu's Pride further back. Chevelle Dawes, Marvelous right down the outside. It's Sakura Girl in front. Sadaka closing. It's Sakura Girl, Sadaka, Marvelous arriving late. Sakura Girl and Kozi Asano and Ben Foot are wrapping up a great day. It's Sakura Girl wins the McKee family Sunline Vase from Sadaka. Marvelous was right there with Sacred Dream and Chevelle Dawes. Then Mischief Managed, followed over by Elegant Lady, I'm a Rich Girl, The Woman King, Kaidu's Pride, See the Light, Sassiness, Saphira. A gap back then to Captivating, 390, and Amberana. Well, that's a win. Number 4, Sakura Girl, in front for most of the way. Kozi Asano and Ben Foot have had a day out here today. The filly by Euphrasia will take it. She's won it by about 1.5 lengths here. Second over will be Sadaka for Marvelous. Chevelle Dawes will be 4th ahead of Sacred Dream. But in the end, she's won it very comfortably, I thought. 4, Sakura Girl, just start 5. And wasn't quite as easy as Babylon Berlin the other day in the earlier race earlier today, but I'm sure trainer Ben Foot and jockey Kozi Asano won't mind that. It was a lovely win by Sakura Girl and the McKee family Sunline Vase.
And I just wonder where she sits in that New Zealand Oaks market now. She was a $10 prospect heading into that with 2 horses in front of her at $8, and she was able to amble along in front, and she looked strong through the line. Yes, Sadaka was closing, but we just might have the new favourite for the Albasti Equiworld New Zealand Oaks with her performance here in the McKee family Sunline Vase. Her run last time out here was very good when she pushed forward and ran second, of course, in the David and Karen Ellis Classic in behind Prowess, beating home Contagious. Contagious backed that up during the week with her placing in the Lowland Stakes. Sadaka strong, the 11 also, and Marvelous finishing on strongly into 3rd spot. And Chevelle Dawes, not quite getting the favours he was looking for, has finished into 4th position. Ben Foot, a great day for both he and Kozi Asano, with Babylon Berlin winning earlier in the day. Here's our star pedigree, brought to you by Westbury Stud. Sakura Girl, she's a 3-year-old filly by Euphrasia out of an O'Reilly mare in Satina. And congratulations to DE and RWE Moore, Ben Foot trainer, who is standing by with Bevan Sweeney.
Yeah, Ben's standing by. A couple of big victories on the program. You were sitting up in that stand like it was just, well, she's going to win. I knew it from the off.
Yeah, oh, it's never that easy, but yeah, listen, she's a beautiful filly, and we thought she'd improve, so yeah, we were pretty confident going into it.
Well, I saw her in the back parade ring. She just reeks a little bit of X Factor.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, like I say, she's an outstanding filly, great attitude. You know, like, it would have been nice to get a bit of cover today, but we wanted to be positive out the gates, just, you know, take bad luck out of the equation. But yeah, she just stretched out nice in the straight, and yeah.
The puzzle for the Oaks has been a little bit hard to read at the present moment, but she's really put her hand out to be right in the top echelons.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I mean, I think she'll lap up the 2-4 as well, so we're really looking forward for the Oaks.
Okay, pretty special day.
Yeah, pretty special.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Sakura Girl, Ben Foot, winning trainer. She's rolled forward on both of her occasions, and she has rolled forward here, and they couldn't go past Sakura Girl in the McKee family Sunline Vase. We'll hold here and wait for Kozi Asano to hear what he's got to say about this winning victory. Yep, Sadaka was good in the 2nd position with what she's been able to do and what she's tackled. Of course, she bumped into Loose Spender here in the Waikato Guineas, taking on the boys and the girls on that occasion. So that sets her up for her Oaks prospect as well. So that being Sadaka, runner number 1. So 4, 1, 11 and 18, the numbers across the line. With the McKee family Sunline Vase going the way of Sakura Girl. Interesting to be able to rewatch that race a number of times and sort of get a guide on some other runners with horses like Kaidu's Pride as well, who was in a position but just couldn't quite round off her race when finishing back in the field.
Every derby is different. It's the nature of the great race. There'll be familiar faces, but a horse's name will never be etched on the Derby trophy twice, because you're only 3 once. This year will be different again, as Ellerslie gets a makeover. The race moves to a rejuvenated Te Rapa. New venue, new track, a change in direction. A change in direction requires a pivot in planning. Where the Avondale Guineas has been the prime Derby prep, it was Legends Day that was perfectly placed for classic clues. You didn't have to look hard. Rogies lined them up in the biggest tests. And no matter what, Sharp and Smart always responds.
Sharp and Smart, the 3-year-old. Well, we've seen another beauty today, Sharp and Smart.
The contrast in 3-year-old campaigns couldn't be more stark. Fittingly, it was Mark Twain who wrote, "It is a difference of opinion that makes horse races."
And Mark Twain getting away now. It might have been slow out of the gates, but a real staying prospect.
What does it take to win a derby? Lance and Scotty, well, they might have it clocked.
O'Sullivan Scott are going to go back-to-back in the derby.
And Vinny hasn't forgotten.
The derby goes north. She is the derby baby. Habibi won it.
There may be shinier, flashier, richer prizes, but it's the pursuit of this classic that remains racing's purest challenge.
Here we